Hey everyone, this update on the lease negotiations between the Oakland Raiders and the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority. The Joint Powers Authority met in closed session on Monday, and the subject was less about the length of the lease, the term. It could be longer than 1 year, than the point of the Raiders basically wanting more staff at the Coliseum, but not wanting to pay for it. Now, I don't specifically know, although I did ask, what those jobs would be. One word that came out from my friends involved in various ways was the term security. But the bottom line is the Raiders don't want to pay for it, which is, if you think about it, a kind of a common refrain. You know, the Raiders want public money to pay for the stadium. The Raiders want the public to pay for extra staffing at the Coliseum, and on and on and on. The Raiders want to get money from sale of a portion of the team, but they don't want to use it to help pay for construction of the stadium. And on and on and on. But I digress. Let me make one thing clear in my explanation. Both the Raiders and the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority are talking in such a way that the outcome is, from what I understand, deemed as positive. The Raiders will have a lease. It may be longer than 1 year, and it will be done. It's just a matter of wrangling because the Raiders are tough negotiators in getting everything for themselves, basically nothing for you. You being in service to the Raiders. So, every person who's involved, the Coliseum JPA, agrees to a person that they're not trying to hardball the Raiders, okay? And they want the Raiders to stay in Oakland. They're also of the idea that the Raiders don't have a better alternative than Oakland, but they're not trying to back the Raiders into a corner. They're not saying, oh, we know we have you and therefore we're going to make you do X, Y, and Z. That is not the way they're approaching this at all. At all. At all. There's no one involved with the JPA who feels we have to squeeze them. Now, that's not to say there are not varying levels of desire in how they would like this to turn out. There are some members of the JPA who want to be tougher on the Raiders than others, but the average is such that you can't say that they are trying to hardball the Raiders or treat them unfairly or beat them up or act as anything other than fans of the Raiders, which they are. So that's the good news about this. So it's a negotiation. That's what's happening. So they're going back. They being the JPA will go back to negotiate with the Raiders more, and I expect we'll have this wrapped up within the next 2 weeks, somewhere around the time of the Super Bowl, thereabouts. Maybe a little after, given the scheduling and the fact that the NFL is in town, a lot of activities are going on. So let's, maybe a week, maybe 3 weeks, something like that, I would say is a fair estimate. Stay tuned.